Historical and Religious Places of Karnataka Part 2. We continue with this essay with Somanathapura, a temple town. Somanathpura, now a taluka headquarters, is located 40 kilometers away from Mysuru and has the best of the Hoysala temples constructed when the Hoysala art was in its full bloom. The three Vesara Shikharas of the Keshava temple are in good condition even now. Somanathapura was called Vidyanidhi Agrahara, and Somanatha Dandanayaka, the commander of the Hoysala Narasimha III, built the Trikuta temple and the place was named after him. It is the finest monument of the place. The other temples are the Panchalingeshwara, Lakshmi Narayana and Narasimheshwara. The Keshava temple is enclosed by a courtyard of 215 feet in length and 177 feet in its breadth. It stands on a platform with a triple shrines with the three majestic shikharas on them with a common Navaranga and main entrance. It is profusely decorated on the outer walls and there are rows and figures of Natya Saraswati, Natya Ganapati, Maheshamurdini, Viraha, Ishvara, Indra, etc. and small figures narrating Vaishnava epics. The Navaranga has 16 ankanas, each with a highly decorative floral or geometric designs. The Keshava image in the main shrine is missing, but the Janardana and Venugopala are seen in the other two Garbhagrahas, and they are really charming. The Shikharas look like a highly decorated rathas. The panels on the walls of the Keshava have sign manuals of the sculptors like Mallithamma, Balaya Chaudaya, Chamaya, Bharamaya, Nanjaya and Elasamaya. The Keshava temple is a must for every lover of Hoysala art to visit. The Panchalinga does not have much of embellishment, but it has Shiva shrines in a row. Then we move on to a place called Sringeri. Sringeri is one of the four centers in India where Acharya Adi Shankara founded his famous matas. The place in Chikkamaluru district is 334 kilometers away from Bengaluru and is a taluk headquarter now. Sringeri has an old Parshvanatha Basadi. There is Sharadamba temple which is ascribed to Acharya Shankara and it is magnificent and is the main deity here. Vidyashankara temple on the banks of the Tunga river built during 14th century is also there. It has 12 pillars inside called Rashikhambas and sun's rays fall on the specific pillar in the morning on each solar month. There are Sachidananda Vilasa Ashrama, the Kalabhairava temple and the temples built in memory of Narasimha Bharati and Chandrasekhara Bharati who were the previous pontiffs. The Sringeri Mata grew to be Jahagir as a Vijayanagara, Mysuru and other families made magnificent grants. Tipu Sultan also made liberal donations to the Mata. Sringeri is a quiet, serene place with many guest houses for the visitors. Srirangapatna. Srirangapatna in Mandya district is a holy place. It was also the capital city of Mysore rulers for some time. Under Hyder and Tippu it had a population of 1.5 lakhs and it is just 14 kilometers from Mysuru. It is an island between two branches of the river Kaveri. The Ranganatha temple here is ascribed to chieftain or a commander who raised it during the 9th century AD. Later, Hoysala prince Vinayaditya expanded the temple during the 12th century. The forts in Srirangapatna were built in 1454. The Mysuru rulers made their capital city in 1610, and in the days of Raja Wadiyar, who took it from the Vijayanagara governor. The Ranganatha temple is called Adiranga, which has a Hoysala, Vijayanagara, and later features of, and the Gopura, that is at the entrance, is in Vijayanagara style. Not far away from the temple is the mosque, with the twin impressive polygonal minarets. Its suburb, Ganjam, has Darya Daulat Palace of Tippu and Gumbaj. The mausoleum of Haidar and Tippu are both impressive structures of Indo-Saracenic style. The palace has paintings with fine woodwork, and it houses now a museum. Paschima Vahini, that is the western flow of the river here, has many temples, and old rest house is a very serene place. The Abbe Dubois Church and Nimishamba temple nearby are worth seeing. Talakad. Talakad in Mysore district is a holy place on the banks of the Kaveri, 29 kilometers from T. Narsipura, its taluka headquarters. It was the second capital of the Gangas. They built Pataleshwara and the Muraleshwara temples here. Hoysala, Vishnuvardhana conquered it from the Cholas and built the Kirtinarayana temple here. The Vaidyanatheshwara is another Shiva temple here. The Arkeshwara at Vijayapura is not far away from Talakadu, and it has 3 Shiva temples. And also the Mallikarjuna temple on the hill nearby is called Mudulukote, and they have a Panchalingas. A Jatra is held in honor of these 5 Shiva temples, and it is held once in 12 years. There is an excavated site at Talakadu, and it is called Panchalinga Darshana. Talakadu is full of sands carried by the wind from the dried bed of the river. It has a bund across here, and it was built by Madhava Mantri of Vijayanagara during the 14th century. In summer, the dried bed supplies the sand. Excavations conducted recently have brought to light remains of the early centuries of the Christian era, which includes beads, a gold smelting kiln, etc. And also there are remains of the Basadi and the 2 well-known cylindrical structures made by joining earthen rigs. Talakaveri. Talakaveri is a point of origin of the Kaveri river in Kodagu districts. It is 28 km from Madikeri on the ranges of Brahmagiri hill. There is a small square tank from which the Kaveri is believed to emanate, and it would move for some distance as a subterranean or underground flow. There are 2 shrines dedicated to Ishvara and Ganapati here. On Tula Sankramana day, the Kaveri is believed to start here and flow afresh from the origin, and the Kaveri, Talakaveri square tank and a large Jatra takes place here. Brahmagiri has steps from here, and atop the hill there are some remains of sacrificial altar. This is a quiet resort in the midst of a hilly forest surroundings. Tintine in Surapur Taluka of Kalburgi district in North Karnataka on the bank of Krishna is another famous place, and it is due to the religious harmony it is known for. Monappaya, the Vishwakarma saint's tomb here is worshipped both by Hindus and Muslims with due respect. Then comes Udupi, which is a holy place and now a district headquarters, just 58 kilometers away from Mangaluru. The Krishna temple was built and the main deity of Krishna was installed by Acharya Madhva during 1200 to 1280 AD during the 13th century. He founded 8 matas to conduct the services of Lord Krishna in turns. This changing of turn Paryaya festival is held once in 2 years in January. The place has Kadiyali Durga temple, Ambalapudi Shakti temple, Raghavendra Matha and Venkataramana Swami temple. Malpe, a nearby port, has a fine beach and Vadabhandeshwara temple of Balarama. Manipal near Udupi is a great educational center with a well-equipped modern hospital and a pathological museum too. It has a deemed university as well. Gomateshwara statue at Karkala. Karkala in Dakshina Kannada, that is 52 kilometers from Mangaluru, has been a notable Jaina center with the seat of Jaina dynasty called Bhairarasas. Prince Veerapandya of the Santaras raised the Gommata statue here in 1432. They also built the ornate Chaturmukha Basadi with 4 entrances, housing Arhat, Malli and Suvarta Tirthankaras in the 15th century characters. The Anantashayana, Venkataramana temple here are of considerable antiquity, and on the bank of Ramasamudra tank is another basadi of early times. Then there is a St. Lawrence church here which is highly venerated. Mudabudiri in Dakshina Kannada is situated 35 kilometers away from Mangaluru and is one of the famous Jaina centers of South India. Among the 18 basadis here, the Tribhuvana Tilaka Chudamani Basadi, also known as the 1,000-pillared Basadi, is the biggest. Other basadis are also attractive, and the Jain Mata has rare Jain manuscripts and remarkable metallic images. It was the capital of Chautas, and in their old palace there are some wooden pillars having Navanari Kunjara and Panchanari Turaga motifs on them. Kolluru. Kollur is one of the Shakti worship centers of Karnataka. It is situated 42 kilometers from Kundapura in the Udupi district and is famous by its Mukambika temple ascribed to Adi Shankaracharya. The goddess is installed on a Sri Chakra and was consecrated by the saint Adi Shankara. Along with that, the Chandramauleshwara of the place was renovated. The Keladi rulers worshipped during the period in medieval times, and it is located in a fine natural settings on the base of the Kodachadri river. Yana. Yana is a village 24 kilometers from Kumta and 45 kilometers from Sirsi. Yana is a village located in forest in the Sahyadri mountains of Uttara Kannada district. It is known for the unusual rock formations, that is karst or asteroid, and one has to walk a distance of 9 kilometers through the irregular forest route, which is open only during summertime to reach this place. Standing at the foot of the hill, one can see 2 beautiful steep hillocks of height of 90 meters and 120 meters. These are locally called Mohini Shikaras and Bhaireshwara Shikara. The rocks are solid composition of black crystalline limestone whose sides have roughened due to constant exposure to air. A narrow path leads about halfway up the side of the huge rock to a big horizontal gap or a deep cave which measures about 3 meters at the entrance. Bees have closely knitted combs hanging from the ledge high in the corners of the rock. In the middle of the cave, there is a 2-meter tall Shivalinga called Bhaireshwara, and water drips from the hanging rock over the head of the ling, which is described as Lingodbha. To the south of this, there is a little cave opening which has the bronze icons of Chandika and Durga. Through the middle of the rocks flows a stream locally called Chandihole or the Silver Stream, and it joins the Aghanashini river at Uppinapattana. According to tradition, Bhasmasura, who had received a super powers from Shiva of reducing to ashes anything that he could touch, he ventured to use this boon against the donor himself, that is Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva was forced to take shelter in these mountains. Vishnu, later in the form of Mohini, finally reduced Bhasmasura to ashes. The white ash-like soil found all around the place is ascribed to this burning of the demon. The annual Jatra held here during Shivratri attracts thousands of tourists. There is a belief that people should take a bath in Dandi Tirtha, that is stream, and take the holy waters then on to Gokarna for worshipping Mahabaleshwara there.